4 facts that expose what the government's overhaul of the Human Rights Act is really about.
We will overhaul the Human Rights Act.
Justice Secretary Dominic Raab says he wants to overhaul the Human Rights Act.
Raab says he wants to protect free speech.
In particular, for example, freedom of speech. I think that should be strengthened and reinforced.
But the Human Rights Act already does that. Meanwhile, the government's policing bill will criminalise protesters who take to the streets to make their voices heard, and changes to the Official Secrets Act will see journalists and whistleblowers prosecuted just for uncovering the truth. This is a government that protects only the kind of free speech that it wants to hear. The Justice Secretary says he wants to strengthen the credibility of human rights, but in fact what his proposals will do is make it much harder for people to enforce their rights in court. Dominic Raab says he wants the UK Supreme Court to have the last word on rights, but his plans will mean that more people will be unable to vindicate their rights here at home and will have to take their cases to the European Court. Dominic Raab promises that his Bill of Rights will include a right to jury trial, but you can't trust a government whose ministers were quick to criticise the jury whose decisions set the Colston fall free, and now are making plans to undermine jury trials in the future. So what's all this really about? As well as making it harder to challenge its actions in court, this is a government that is criminalising protest, limiting parliamentary scrutiny of its plans, and undermining access to the ballot box by introducing discriminatory voter ID. Overhauling the Human Rights Act is just another part of the government's plan to stop people holding it to account, and rewrite the rules so that only they can win. But the one thing that's clearer than their agenda is that this government U-turns under public pressure.